You would never understand what it's like to be black in a white society where you're treated less than a human being.
Voices that speak of the emotional and physical brutality and despair of segregation of more than 50 years ago.
Fought and died. People met all sort of horrendous obstacles and terror to keep them away from the ballot box.
And photos that almost speak and show the civil rights movement and how they helped change America one image at a time, images almost frozen in time. But 50 years later, raw emotions still melt the heart and bring back to life memories of what many people fought for, marched for, and died for.
As I walked to the back of the bus, of the anger, the agony, and what really capped it off, the white kids laughed.
Painful memories for a former bank teller and school teacher turned Memphis civil rights icon, Johnny Turner. Mrs. Turner marched with Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and was there to hear his last speech in Memphis. The now Tennessee State Representative recalls sitting on the back of a bus as a second-grade student and the one encounter at Maine and Gayoso that forever changed her.
And the whites got on and they sat down, and then this white girl about my age got on and she said, "Mama, look at all the niggers in the back." That cut through me like electric shock. All at once I said, I'm sitting back here because I'm black.
It was one defining moment in time that would later inspire one woman to be part of sit-ins, fight against Jim Crow laws, and fight for the right to vote in the South.
That's how we got started. I knew how important voting was because the decisions that were being made to keep us down were a result of laws.
We must continue to take that short walk to the voting booth. We must go to the ballot box and vote in large numbers, recognizing the importance of it.
In Memphis and throughout the South, there were other foot soldiers, or movement warriors as they were called. They marched to make a difference in the lives of others, especially when it came to the right to vote.
As a result, we made progress, significant progress with the ballot. It was either the ballot or the bullet.
Shelby County Commissioner Walter Bailey and his late brother, Judge D.Army Bailey, were two young Memphians taking part in demonstrations and sit-ins in a culture for change.
You just become perpetually part of a struggle for improvement for your people.
The Baileys, even during their years in college, wanted to use the ballot as a revolutionary tool for progress.
Conditions were so oppressive, and the ballot was the answer, as we thought, to a condition improvement. You fighting for your rights with the ballot, getting the right office holders in, voting for the right programs.
The ballot in 1991 attracted more than 60% of black voters who helped Dr. Willie Harrington become Memphis's first elected African-American mayor. But in recent years, black voter turnout in Memphis has declined, especially after the election of President Barack Obama. And some say apathy and complacency has set in for some voters.
Until the events become of such that people really can feel the effects of the setbacks and the regression of progress, until they can feel that, then it's going to be difficult to get their attention, to get them committed to the ballot.
But today, some say even if voters are committed to the ballot, there are possible new roadblocks 50 years later. Some Memphis lawmakers claim Tennessee's strict voter ID law amounts to voter suppression and unfairly targets certain groups such as minorities.
Voter suppression, the voter ID, as I said earlier, it's just a means of intimidation. I mean, you don't have to have an ID to vote, you know, picture ID, because that excludes the number of people who are not eligible.
Today, the NAACP is trying to help educate black millennials about the value of voting.
People actually died for this right, for them to have that opportunity.
Memphis chapter president Deidre Malone says they're launching a campaign with the National Civil Rights Museum called VIP 901, Voting is Power.
Some of them may not have, felt like they've been discriminated against, have had some of the obstacles that some of us may have had in the past, but they have. They just don't realize that some of it may be due to racism, and that, you know, electing people and paying attention to the election process is important.
An important process ingrained in the soul of Johnny Turner today, just like it was 50 years ago in these pictures. Pictures with a timeless message for millennials about the blood, sweat, and tears sacrificed for the right to vote today.
Somebody may have paid the price for you, and voting was our weapon. Voting was our tool. You can't stop voting. If you allow me to vote and you don't pull any tricks, I can win this game.